can be more than just personal style, it can also be a pathway to opportunity. Witness to Mass Incarceration's Art of Tailoring and Fashion Design program helps justice impacted and underserved individuals with practical skills in tailoring, fashion design, and entrepreneurship, helping participants build sustainable careers and even launch their own businesses. Joining us to discuss the program and its impact is Evie Litwok, founder and executive director of Witness to Mass Incarceration. Thank you so
Good
much for
morning.
joining me, Effie.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Yes, so tell me a little bit about Witness to Mass Incarceration and its mission.
So, I am formerly incarcerated, and despite having 30 years work history when I came out of prison and applied for 200 jobs, I couldn't, nobody even responded.
Wow.
And as a result, I started my own business. And um, we come home to very few assets. And in order for us to be housed and food secure, we have to earn a living.
Mhm.
So, Witness's focus is on economic mobility, stability, leading towards economic independence, and connecting ourselves with each other.
Mm.
Um, so we run, we, uh, uh,
Keep going.
oh, keep going. Okay.
Mhm.
So several years ago, I did some research about uh, fields that would need people that were skills training because I believe two things. One, vocational skills is important. We should have more schools like ours, and we should. It takes where it takes 4 years of college to maybe have a degree. It takes 1 or 2 years to have a skill that you can actually earn income from.
Mhm.
And in New York, many of the people, for example, that service sewing machines are in their 70s and 80s. Many of the people that are doing not fashion, but other elements of tailoring and sewing are are also older. So we're trying to train our underserved communities that would be formerly incarcerated, system impacted, immigrants, LGBTQ youth, survivors of domestic violence, and military service people. Anybody low income is welcome to be in one of our classes.
Wow, and why use fashion and tailoring?
Because we ranked 30th in the country, which shocked me. I figured New York's Garment Center, we would rank first or second, but in terms of need and skills, so there's not very many manufacturing hubs in New York at all. And we wanted to be one because our model is number one, train people in the skill and then have them be part of our manufacturing hub, which we're hoping to build so that we can employ them or at least give them another year's worth of experience
Mhm.
in an apprenticeship. And then while they're doing that, open their own small business.
Wow. And who is eligible for the program?
Um, we focus on people who want to do it. You have to be, of course, from the underserved communities that we serve, but it's not a class for people who want to learn how to sew. It's really a class for people who want to have a small business that's connected in some way to either alterations or tailoring or fashion design or any related um, business of that kind.
And why would you say, having creative expression, why is, first of all, expressing yourself creatively, why is it important and how does it rebuild you as a person? How does one connect art with their life or, trying to get back on that right path?
So we did a partnership, for example, with Hedrick Martin Institute. It was our third cohort. It was all LGBT kids who were system impacted. And what I saw, and we were invited to Style Across the Aisle, which was founded by Sky Ostreicher to bring together bipartisan politicians to walk a fashion stage, and we were fortunate enough and blessed enough to be chosen as the nonprofit that they were supporting last year, and our students designed for Queensborough President Donovan Richards, our Councilwoman Julie Wan, and former State Assemblyman Eddie Gibbs. And what was amazing to me was to see our two of our young designers walk on the runway with the people that they designed for. Their face to me was worth their smile, their confidence level. What this did for them was worth $1 million to me.
Wow. Wow. And how long does the program last?
Well, it's a 2 year program if
Okay.
you can complete the 2 years. Um, we we also have to convince legislators or banks that vocational training schools should have access to loans, just
Hmm.
as college has an automatic access to loans. We don't have that access, and we
Okay.
don't have stipends. So the kids who come here, I call everybody a kid because I'm about to be 75 next week.
Okay.
So everybody younger than me is a kid. So we um, we and I, of course, lost my train of thought. Um, the kids that we train are mostly 18 to 30.
Wow.
The So we have a fairly young population.
Okay. And what happens to them? Do you guys help them after the program is over? Finding a job or placement? How does that look?
So some of them are already in retail. A lot of them are in retail jobs in fashion. They're
Okay.
young. They need to earn a living. We are not in a position to help them earn a living. So they can come to our 6 month pre apprenticeship program.
Hmm.
And we have a year apprenticeship program, which is much more in depth and requires a lot of practice. And then a 6 month incubator. So the goal is to really put people into their own businesses, or if possible, have some of them work together and create kind of a model for a cooperative that would work, because none of them have a lot of re- resources in order to both design, make the clothes, do their marketing, do their accounting. So we try to serve as part of their ecosystem to help them in the places that they can't either afford or they need help with.
Hmm. And talk about the name a little bit. Witness to mass incarceration. That's a pretty interesting name. What does that mean?
So I am formerly incarcerated,
Hmm.
and I grew up with two. My parents were survivors of the Holocaust, and I
Wow.
grew up. Yes, my mother was 14 when she was in Auschwitz. My father was in 12 labor and concentration camps, and once they got settled, they spent 25 years talking about being witnesses to a horrific problem, and mostly talking about the importance of understanding hate
Mm.
versus love. And so I was a witness being to mass incarceration and following in their footsteps. And in order to honor them for a wonderful life they gave me, I wanted to be a witness and spend the rest of my life making sure people know what incarceration does to everybody and the importance of changing what we do currently.
Wow. And I know that the applications for cohort 5 are now open. What should students expect, or what should they know?
So they should fill it out as completely as they can. We're actually starting interviews this week. Our hope is to start this class mid August or at the end of August. We're looking for 15 to 20 people who are
Wow.
interested. And we do have a link, which I hope I gave you, to the actual form where they can apply.
Nice. Well, thank you so much, Evie. We was a great chat. Congratulations, happy birthday, 75. That's a great year. So thank you so much for being on with us again. Happy birthday. For more information, you could visit the website at witnesstomassincarceration.org. We've come to the end of our show today. I'd like to thank all our guests for joining and you, the viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any parts of today's show, you can catch the Recablecast on Optimum Channel 67, Verizon Fios 2133, or watch anytime on the web at BronxNet.org. You can catch a brand new episode of Open with Rena Valentine on Friday. I'm Kyrie Moody. Stay safe and stay blessed.